to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the.
And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 2, episode number 38, I believe. And waiting in the green room is our special guest tonight, Mr. Brent Sorensen. Those of you that don't know him, you'll get to know him tonight. But he is the creator of a lot of horror stuff, and that brings us to our horror Halloween, pre-Halloween show tonight. And I'm dressed in my Halloween costume, and so is our panel members tonight. As I'm looking in the green room, I'm going to pull this guy up. I'm not sure what he's dressed up as, but it's pretty scary. This is, I believe, Stacy Armstrong. Stacy? Yes or no? All right. And our other panel member, I believe, is Mr. Rick Bradshaw, or he could be the adventure, or he could be G.I. Joe, the adventurer.
The official adventure. Thank you. Glad to be here.
I think you better hunt down that crazy panda in that other room, dude.
I'm a happy panda.
Search for the mute panda.
I'm a happy panda. Happy.
And I know you can't see my costume, but I'll stand up for you. These are piranhas eating me alive. Because everybody wants a piece of my ass, Rick. You know. So this piranha here, that's you. And Jeff Shear's on here. I think Jeff wants a piece of my ass, and my ex-wife's over here. She wants a piece of my ass. So, no, actually, we're doing Beetlejuice in my office, and I am the guy that got eaten by the piranhas from the new movie. So, I just pulled this one out. I'm working on this still. Still got to work on the pants, but yeah. So, well, I'd love to bring up Stacy and say that's what's new in his zoo, but. I don't know if Stacy's with us tonight, man. May I'll go to you, Rick. I'll go to you first.
There.
What's new in your zoo there, adventure team, man?
Let's see. I say hi, everybody. Ernie, how you doing?
Yep.
Pause is there. What's new? So this is the newest thing I got. This is a new line called Operation Monster Force. And this is available at Big Bad Toy Store. I believe it's only available there. And this is Declan Van Helsing.
What scale?
112.
112? Yeah, no, that's okay, man.
So I took the figure, of course, and he's a badass G.I. Joe now.
Nice. Of course, another Angelo head on there.
One of Angelo's, heads.
Yep.
And this is a cool. This assault vest is all modular. All the pouches come off, and they have other pouches that they give you, knife and a microphone for a radio, and you can switch it all around. So if you're into this kind of stuff, the 112, I recommend this line. It's very cool. I did buy another figure. He won't show up till sometime next week, and but they're very high quality, very well made. So I recommend that. The other thing that I got new was this fantastic diorama.
I was going to say, use that in the last diorama, and it looks like the paint chipped off that pipe, dude, up top. I'm looking at it, man.
No, well.
Yeah, let's see what a clear part is.
Like that. I think it looks good.
Okay.
I've been using this in quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. I saw it a couple times.
Now, where did you get that from, Rick? Where did that come from?
Our very own Paul Knapp sent me this.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that nice?
This is his work. Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And he also sent me some. This is just one of them.
The cans.
Homemade barrel. Yeah. And some other.
Are you sure it's not really a bomb?
I don't know. I think there might be some tuna still in there.
Is it
I sent you
ticking?
trash bags too to go with the thing, didn't I? Or-
Yeah, trash bags.
It might be ticking.
Yep. Little trash bags.
Nice.
Little trash bags. So I'm trying to think up a shot for those. I got something in mind.
Very cool. Thanks, man.
That's
And
it.
Ernie or Andy and Innie says Paul is good eats. I guess you're talking about the piranhas chewing on my ass.
Yeah,
Thanks, sir.
tastes like chicken, right?
Tastes like chicken, man. Yeah, Murray Corrigan's with us tonight. Thank you,
Hey,
Murray.
Murray.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yep.
All right. Well, the Panda Man is with us now. There we go. How you
Jeez,
doing?
Okay.
So show everybody that shirt you're wearing first, man.
Oh, okay. Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. So, this is the update. Remember, I said I was gonna
Yep.
get the figure. I put him in it. So,
Oh, very nice.
just to show you, it is the body.
And what about the hands, though? You just They don't
You just
fit
pop
into
the old
those, right?
hands off, and these will slide right back into the hole in the forearm.
so you don't use the hands, right?
You can't. Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
because you're gonna have to keep this.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, you'll have to come up with some kind of.
But the
different
plug fits right inside.
Yeah, and since they match, it's kind of
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
gotta
looks
keep
good like that.
So that's what I did with that. This guy showed up. Yes, I'm collecting some Captain Action. This is the.
Yep.
What was this year? This came out. This was the last version of Captain Action came out.
By round 2, right?
Yeah, round 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I got him, and then this showed up today. No figure, just the uniform. Thank you, Rick.
That's
Captain
nice.
America with his shield and all, right? So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also got this from Rick today too, which is the Spider-Man outfit. It's the deluxe one with the Peter Parker head. He's in there. Let me just pop it out. So Peter
There
Parker.
you go. Yep.
And then Spidey.
Very nice.
That's a cool outfit.
Yep. So those are just what I got in today. But I'll put him in a figure.
Yeah.
Sometime soon.
We got G.I. Joe Lost Chronicles with us. Adam, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Very good episode, my friend.
I know, man. If you didn't check out his channel, had
Cast
over
off.
1,000 views within 24 hours, man.
Perfect time too for
I think
Halloween.
Star Trek is the way to go, man.
Yep.
Definitely getting the views on those, man. Action Joe Figs is with us. Thank you, sir. Just going through the names. Ernie and Ernie's Attic is going to be with us, I believe, November 18th. I locked him on for next month, Ernie. So Rick Spalding, we practice with him, Hillbilly Rick. So we know he's got good internet. We're going to get him on in November, hopefully sometime. But yeah, so let's so we did talk last week that tonight was going to be our horror special show, since we have a fantastic horror creator as our special guest. And why don't you pull out one of your, we talked about bringing down a horror figure or a scary figure or something like that.
Just one right now?
Yeah, we'll just do one right now. And then I only got two, but yeah.
Okay.
I got a whole bunch.
That's fine.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch too. So.
Let me go first.
Yeah, go ahead. So what horror scary figure do we have, sir?
So this is my version of Chopper from the television show Kolchak, the Night Stalker. He had an episode called Chopper where the guy was riding around on a motorcycle chopping off guys' heads.
Oh yeah.
I did not recall this one, but that is so cool. Did you made it or you bought it?
I made it. This is a World Peacekeeper body. I cut the head off and I shoved Reynolds wrap in there, and then I painted it red.
Oh wow! Okay.
And the outfit is
Elvis.
Elvis, yeah.
No way, Elvis outfit.
Yeah,
Elvis. It's the black leather outfit. I recognized it.
Yeah, it's a cool outfit, but it's falling apart, which is perfect because it fits the whole thing. And these are just World Peacekeeper heads. I chopped
old heads. Yep.
bloody.
So is that what he had in the movie? A bag of heads carry
Yeah.
around.
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But
you
he
got
rode
bag
around the
head.
motorcycle.
Should put Elvis's head in there.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's
And,
pretty cool, dude.
I show you another one, seeing how I have too many to show. This is, speaking of Elvis,
No,
we're caught in a
Aloha
trap.
from Hawaii.
It's a trap.
it's a trap. It's a trap.
I got to tell you, another Elvis figure, and this
That's hilarious.
outfit is fantastic.
It
It's
is.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
So that's just a couple. I guess some
G.I.
more.
Joe Lost Chronicle said, "You remember the werewolves on the cruise ship?"
Yeah,
It was on an episode.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that one.
it was a great show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Very cool.
I have a couple other things.
All right, Stace, throw me one, man. What you got?
Okay. I'm going to show you two. These are Mego Frankenstein with a Boris Karloff head.
Nice.
And then, Freddy.
What year is the Freddy? Is that a newer one or one of the?
These are the new ones. Yeah, these. I think this is from like 2018 or something like this. Is pretty old.
Yeah.
This is probably 2020 Frankenstein.
Huh.
So just those two. That's it. You want me to go do some more, or you want me to? I got two more to show.
No, keep it for later.
Okay.
Episode of Cool Show. Everybody knows his episodes, man. I'm the only one that doesn't know this. Okay. All right, I'm going to bring out one, and it's
It was a big show.
it's the ultimate bad guy, and he's not 12-inch, but everybody knows this guy. You got to have Darth Vader.
Who is
Can't
that?
see
I'm
him?
sorry. I don't
You can't see
recognize him. I'm only kidding.
What?
What scale is it?
Come on, it's
Yeah.
3 3/4.
Oh,
Is he?
okay.
Okay.
That's my little 3 3/4 guys, man. I don't have a 12-inch Darth Vader. I don't have any 12-inch Star Wars figures.
Decided not to collect them, or no?
I'm kind of tapped out, dude.
Yeah.
No shelf space in there.
I got Legos behind me just for this week for the kids to come in for trick or treating, man. So I opened up the garage on Halloween night, and the kids won't leave, man. The parents are like, "Come on, man, we want to go."
Yeah.
They just want to stay and steal the toys, man. So
Yeah.
all right, well, we got a special guest in the waiting room, and I don't want to keep him any longer. Let me see if I can pull him up nice and big for everybody. This is Mr. Brent Sorensen, and there you are, sir. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Good. How you guys?
The Horror Master Special. Perfect week to bring you in as a special guest.
Yeah, Halloween.
Absolutely. So those of individuals that are in the chat room may not know you. You want to just kind of give them a little background on yourself. You don't have to go back to like 5th grade or anything, but just a little bit on what you do, what you collect.
So I collect Megos mostly. That's and GI Joes. I was born in '65, so that was kind of the hot toys when I was a kid. So most of the stuff I make now is Mego format, and I do some 12 and 14-inch too, but most of it's Mego. I sold a few pieces years ago, and I kind of regretted it. So I thought, well, I'm going to try to make reproductions of them. And so the first ones I did were the really 4 tough Tomlin 8-inch figures, Awe, Rot, Draw. So I made reproductions of those, and it went pretty well. That was back in the old days with making a rubber mold from the head and then hand casting in 2-part resin.
Wow.
And then painting the heads, and those went pretty good. And I made some to sell, and then I did the Lincoln International monsters, and then I don't know. I've done maybe 300, 400 since.
Wow.
Different ones.
So what got you started on the monsters? I mean, instead of G.I. Joe or other.
Well, yeah, I just always loved monsters when I was a kid. They were my favorites. Every month I would wait for Famous Monsters of Filmland new issue to come out, and me and my neighbor, we would run down to the drugstore and pick it up, and I would immediately fill out the order form. I was going to buy everything they had for sale, every Don Post mask, but then I realized I didn't even have any money, so I still have those magazines from when I was a kid with the order forms all filled out. and like the Vern Langdon zombie mask, that
Yeah.
would be worth a fortune today, but never bought one. Couldn't afford it. I mean, $39 in 1975, it might as well have been $1 million.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, so I guess just the monsters is what I like to do. I've done a few superhero stuff, but lots of people do superheroes. So I do the stuff nobody makes. I do the weird stuff. You think of some of the worst, awful horror movies ever made, and I've made figures of them. Frankenstein meets the space monster. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
I remember that one.
Such cool monsters, though. And just I've never done Jason or Freddy Krueger or any of those because everybody makes those. So
Sure.
I try to make stuff that I just mostly make stuff I like, and if somebody else likes it, that's great, and I'll make more and try to sell a few.
Well, I in your promo, I posted several of the ones that you made over the past couple of years. You want to pull some of those out just to give some people an idea?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're boxed up or if you have anything.
Yeah, I got them.
handy
I got them all right here. So, of course, the new Terrifier came out, and I really like Terrifier. So, I've done several Terrifiers. So, Dawn, she was a victim in the first Terrifier,
Yep.
and
Were they hung?
she got pretty mangled up. And then the new one, my friend Dan Roebuck's an actor, so he played Santa Claus. So I got to go to the filming of his scene in Staten Island in April. So cool being on the set. And we were there about 12 hours. So if you've seen the movie and you saw the scene,
Yeah.
it was so neat being there and watching it being made. And that like 6 or 7 minute scene took 12 hours to make, just that one scene. It was so this is before, kind of looks just like a normal Santa Claus. And then after Art the Clown is finished with him, he looks kind of like that.
Ew.
So yeah, Art did a number on him.
Wow.
And then
You got a question from the chat room.
Okay.
Rick Spalding wants to know, how about They Live, the movie? Did you make anything from that?
I haven't done those. Martin Cage, Distinctive Dummies, a good friend of mine. We've been friends for years and years. He makes fabulous figures, and he's done several of the They Lives.
Okay.
So I haven't done any of those yet.
Gotcha. You got any questions, Stacy?
So what's you got planned for the future? Do you have anything?
So the Terrifiers I just finished, and like these last couple, the one of Santa After and this one,
Yeah.
I've had those in the works and planned since April, but I couldn't show them until the movie came out. So I was just able to show those a couple weeks ago when the movie came out, because those guys were nice enough to invite me and let me come to the set. I certainly didn't want to have them all mad at me for ruining the movie by doing these spoilers ahead of time. So I've just been sitting on those and waiting on those. And then the same guys, Michael Levy and Damien Leone, they did another great movie called Stream. So there again's my friend Dan. Talk
a little bit about Dan Roebuck. I mean, I know when you say movies he's played in, they're going to be like, oh, okay, now I know him.
Yeah, he's been in movies for 40 years. He's any TV show that you've watched, he's been on it.
Well, he had a big part in Matlock, the new.
Yeah, he was Cliff, the assistant, the last 2 seasons of Matlock.
Right.
Yep.
And he gets killed in a lot of movies. Almost every Rob Zombie movie he was in, he got killed. He was the first one killed in 31. He got killed in Stream. He got killed in Terrifier. He got blown up and Lost. He was the guy, that has the dynamite and blows up. What was it? I can't remember his name. I made a few of him too. So if a lot
And
of times
he was in the Munsters.
yeah, Grandpa Munster, that was the one I made the most of. He made a lot of those for him. And then we just went crazy and made like 15 different Munster characters. The last couple we made were Barbara Carr and Baby Spot and Igor, and we went really deep in that, and I must have made about 15, 16 different characters.
So either he's in the chat room, unless this is somebody else, but he said he was not killed in Matlock.
Oh, that's his wife, Tammy. He was not killed in Matlock.
No, he wasn't killed in Matlock.
I had the opportunity to meet him when he came to Virginia Beach about a year or two ago for a, I think it was a Monster Con or something like that, and he was signing autographs. And he came to the store. He was looking for. He's a big Captain Action collector.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We were trying to find him some Captain Action when he was here in Virginia Beach. But nice guy and great actor. So it's kind of cool that you know him. Good friends with him.
Yeah. So it's giving me lots of stuff to do.
That's sure. So when you make a run of some of those figures, I mean, how many are you making? How many are you creating?
Sometimes I'll only do maybe 8 or 10 or 12.
Oh, okay.
Like him as Grandpa Munster. Oh, I bet we made a lot of those. And then, some lesser known stuff that maybe wasn't the most popular in the world. I might have made 6 or 8. And that was all I ever did of them.
Depending on how they sell.
I kind of have to do 10 to make it worth getting the parts sculpted. Because if you're just going to make one, then you're going to have $300 or $400 in making one because you have the head sculpt. But if you can spread that out over a 10 or a dozen at least,
sure,
then it'll make it doable. Because there's a few people that do what I do, but I try to keep a low price point just because I want people to have my stuff if they like it. So I try to keep mine $69, $79, $89. And a lot of the other guys, maybe they're better than mine. That might be, but they're 100, 140, 150.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I certainly can't make them for $29 like NECA and Migokin, but I try to keep mine pretty affordable.
Yep. Now, do you attend a lot of shows that you can tell people to find your stuff at, or they have to order directly from you? Or
I go to a few shows. 3 or 4 or 5 a year. I was at Migo Meet Power ZoloCon this year, and I'm going to go to the Monster Show in Oaks, PA in 2 weeks. Maybe Tammy will come back on and tell me what that show's called again.
That wasn't Tammy. That was actually Dan.
Oh, that was Dan. Oh, okay.
He said he was on her link.
Oh, okay.
So careful what you say. Don't talk about Dan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's saying all that bad stuff about
He said it's really me on her account. So.
Oh, that's funny. Oh,
how long does it take you to, from beginning to end, basically, to create a figure?
Well, I'll send the info to Eugene to sculpt it, and it'll take him a week or two, and then I got to figure out the outfits, and then I have to figure out which of the artists is going to paint it, because I do lots of cartoons. I try to bring cartoons to life. That's just a lot of fun. I'll show you some of those later. And then I also do ones that I want to look really realistic. So, some artists have their expertise that are better than others. And I'll do batches of like maybe 10, 12 heads, and I'll send those out to get painted. So it's really hard to pinpoint how much time I have. And then I am like my friend Martin makes 2 a month, 60 or 70 of each. He's very methodical. He has his system down very well. I'm not like that. I have 12 different ones going on at the same time. 100 heads out to all the different artists getting painted. Eugene's working on 6 different sculpts at the same time. I'm kind of a lot of windows open,
Right.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
So once I get the parts back, like Lynette sent me a batch of these today, so I was able to put 6 of those together. So I can build them in a few hours. Those when I send the parts out, like here's his arm. That's the mangled arm.
Nice.
And there's the mangled head. And then there's also a mangled leg. So Lynette Chenault painted those for me. She did a beautiful job. And then I get them back. It doesn't, like here's one I kind of didn't quite get put together. I'm still working on him.
We got another question from the chat room. Adam from G.I. Joe: The Lost Chronicles wants to know: do you make any custom Star Trek figures? Star Trek.
I don't think I've done any Star Trek, and
they got a lot of monsters in their TV.
Yeah, you got to do the monsters.
They do have tons, and
the aliens.
Yeah, they have some really neat ones, and I have the original Mego aliens. I love them. It's just everybody made them, so I don't make them if everybody's made them. I don't think I've done any. Do
you have a favorite figure you've done over the years?
Oh,
you really like?
A couple of times I'll finish one and I'll think, wow, that's really turned out great. But nothing in particular. Here's one that was really fun. Bringing a cartoon to life. So,
this
was that the mad scientist there from the Tweety Bird one?
Yeah, from Bugs Bunny. So here he is, Dr. Moore.
That's so cool. That's awesome, man.
And then he's got his he's got his little bottle of poison. And then I also made
kind of looks like Rick.
So this was a really fun one. And then he's got his little I quit sign. So I try to usually include some accessories.
Yeah.
So that was a really fun one. This one, a guy named Yule does a lot of incredible sculpts. So I will buy his sculpts and then I will send them to Eugene to make action figures out of. So we tear them apart and redo them and make parts.
You have a fan in the chat room, someone named Lynette. Said you're a good boss. I don't know. What is that?
Painter.
That's Lynette. She's a
painter.
She's the one that just painted these for me.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, she did a beautiful job. And and she painted these the before too.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us, Lynette, tonight. Ernie from Ernie's Attic said he had a request that said, do you do 1/6 scale customs or just Mego size?
I do some I do some of the bigger ones. I've done when Mego came out with those 14-inch ones, they had some pretty neat bodies and clothes. So I took those and I made some, and Stacy helped me with one that was a lot of fun. I took the Dracula and made Blackula, and Richard Gifford painted those heads and Stacy flocked them.
Yep. And
they came out so beautiful. So I did those 8-inch and 14-inch, and probably 98% is 8-inch though, and 2%. I make about 2,000, 3,000 figures a year, and
that's all.
Yeah, that's it. So some people say, yeah, I make action figures, and they make 50. Yeah, I've made a whole bunch.
Bean Video Production says, can you show the Ghost and Mr. Chicken?
Oh, that's just because that's your favorite. So yeah, I can get it. When you take me to a break, I'll go grab it.
Oh, there's no break. We go straight through, brother.
Yeah, there's no break.
That's Don Knotts, the Ghost of Mr. Chicken. That was one Dan asked me to make for him, and
That's funny.
oh my God, people love it.
Yeah.
I sent one to a comedian, and he did a big, huge video of opening it. And oh, Dan, what was his name?
Do you? There was another one here. Do you make many of the Kolchak monsters?
I
Actually, Joe
did.
Figgs, yeah. The monsters from
I'm
Kolchak.
working on better ones. There was a guy that did some fabulous Kolchak heads, and I was able to buy a handful. What was his name? Real nice guy. And he kind of just did it as a hobby, but he went kind of deep in it. He made Kolchak, the boss, the vampire, the zombie. He even did one Chopper and the robot face guy where his face lifts off. But so I made as many of those as he had, and but I do have Eugene trying to work on some sculpts so I can make more, because people love Kolchak, and they everybody loves Kolchak.
It's hard to get a good face sculpt of Darren McGavin, though. He's got a
that one that guy did, and another guy still makes them occasionally.
Yeah,
but and he does a beautiful job. So that's why I didn't really need two people making the same thing. I tried to do my own stuff. You know, like I made the Ben Cooper kids in costumes like 4 years ago, and you know, and I made hundreds of them. They were so popular. Now NECA's making millions of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say NECA's making those.
That's kind of fun, and it wasn't even my idea. You know, somebody had made one, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. So I made 6 or 7 different ones.
Ernie from Ernie's Attic said, "How about Outer Limits? Any of the creatures or monsters?"
No, but there's some awesome ones there. I gotta try to do a couple of those. Sideshow's done some pretty neat ones, some 12-inch ones.
You could do Twilight Zone too. They have
and I think it was Biff Bang Pow about a decade ago, 10, 12 years ago, did some fantastic ones that were China made figures, and I have them all.
Yeah,
and they did a great job. So sometimes, you know, it's like they already did that and they did a fabulous job. I don't know if I can do it any better. So I don't.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Like that's why, you know, somebody asked about They Live. Well, if Martin does it, it's beautiful, right? And distinctive dummies. So I don't think I'm gonna outdo Martin. So people can have, you know, but his stuff is hard to find and expensive, and he probably did They Live 7, 8, 9 years ago. So
now, do you have a website that you
I have my Facebook page, Brent's Dolls, and I'm on eBay, Brent's Toys.
So spell DOLZ like in your login. Okay, so Brent's Dolls.
I tell you what, when I first started and called it Brent's Dolls, you would not believe how much grief I got. And I just thought it was funny. It was like, if at this age we can't say it's dolls, we never can. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. I had one friend. He's like, I can't even tell people the name of what you call your stuff.
Hey, we got Captain Action with us now.
Oh, okay.
Hey. You change costumes on us, brother, or what, man?
Don't you remember Charlton Heston in the Omega Man?
Oh yeah.
Brent? Did you make an Omega Man figure?
No, but Martin made those. Yeah.
Yeah, he did make those. Ah, nice. Yeah, I saw those for sale somewhere.
Are you reading the chat room or Stacy, or what are you?
I'm doing both. It's too hard to keep up.
Brent's Dolls. No, it's spelled. So you're on your Facebook. It's spelled the way you have it down there, right? Brent's.
Yeah.
With a Z. And Dolls with a Z.
Yeah.
And on eBay, it's Brent's Toys, TOYZ.
Okay.
Because, I'm one of Martin's dealers, so I sell his stuff on Facebook. And
any other cartoon characters that you made into?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's made a whole bunch of cartoon. Yeah.
Scooby Doo. I've made 40 different Scooby Doo villains.
Oh, get out of here,
And
Adam.
people will say, "Do you make the kids?" I'm like, "No, I just make the villains." So some of the new ones are.
Well,
The
Adam's gonna be
Medicine
buying these
Man.
up. Oh, there you go, man.
There's the Medicine Man.
Yep.
Yep.
Remember that?
And then I got really obscure ones. Cornfield Clem.
Man, I don't remember that
I don't
one.
remember that one.
And,
You got to do the diver, right?
oh yeah, the diver. And here's the zombie. He's a really popular
Oh
one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It looks good too.
Yep.
And I meant to grab him.
And all your stuff comes in the clamshell type box, right? So they can see everything. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't do it.
90% of the time I do it that way. There's the diver.
Oh yeah, dude, that's like
He's
glow in the
like-
dark and everything, huh?
No, it just looks like it. It doesn't.
Yeah,
go
it just
Oh,
looks like it,
wow.
but yeah, it's not glowing, but
Those are nice.
it's cool
nice.
looking though.
This is my favorite one. I've probably made a lot of these. I've made the most of the diver, and it's evolved. So every once in a while, somebody will post a diver I made like 4 years ago, and I'm like, holy cow, that looks nothing like what he does now. But
We got one guy on here that loves Scooby Doo, and he does videos of
there's the Black
Oh
Knight.
yeah. The night. Yeah.
I need to get a backer card for him. Every once in a while, I did. It's hard to get boxes done because I've done some boxed, but then you have to get like 100 boxes. And if I'm only going to make a dozen, I really don't
Right.
want to throw 88 boxes away. So, but like I've done some as a series, like I did the Mad Monster Party, and I did
Okay.
about a dozen characters from the Mad Monster Party. So
Oh,
I
wow.
could get 100 boxes made up, and then I could, then I had a decal for which person it was, and then I made a lot of those, and people still like them and still ask for them, so I still make them one or two at a time now.
Rick Spalding wants to know: are those available now, or is that just one of one that you have right there? Can you buy those?
Yeah, I have a whole rack of this rack right
Scooby-Doo?
here is
The
one
Scooby Doo stuff.
well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I thought I would show ones that I do have available now, so people didn't say, "Oh gosh, I really wanted your Kolchak," and well, I can't get those Kolchak parts
Yeah.
anymore. Sorry.
Michael Burke asks, "What about Hammer horror figures?"
I have not done too much Hammer. I've done a few of the obscure ones, and I was just going to make a couple more. Dr. Pretorius was a fun one, and I just sent Lynette a couple of Dr. Pretorius heads, and a couple of Igors to do a couple
Amigo
of
made
those.
the Hammer Frankenstein and stuff, the Hammer Dracula.
Yeah. A lot of people have made them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know if people are going to buy my Christopher Lee Dracula when there's 100 other ones out there, and I don't really need to make that many. And
Right.
oh yeah, Sleestacks, Land of the Lost. I made a
Yep.
lot of those.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What scale?
8-inch, and I even
Oh,
did
8-inch.
some of those 14-inch too, because I used the Migo creature from the Black Lagoon for his
Yeah.
body. and
Yeah. I was
outfit.
wondering if you could do that. Yeah.
And but those are kind of drying up, so you can't hardly find them anymore.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the 14-inch. Yeah.
I try to use clothes I can find, because again, I try to keep a price point.
Yeah.
So if I don't have to get clothes custom made, I can keep the price down.
Sure.
I did have a lady that was making clothes for me, but I don't have her anymore. So
I don't want to throw you off your game, but I got to ask you one question, and I want to get it
Sure.
in early before we forget about it. Give me one good childhood memory regarding your toys. Doesn't have to be G.I. Joe. It could be anything, but if you remember one good, Christmas morning, birthday, something with your toys, playing with neighbors, something like that. I always like to get
a couple like opening that GI Joe 8 Ropes of Danger set. That was phenomenal.
Still remember that, huh? Yeah.
And so I sought out and bought a really nice box set of that a few years ago, just because that was such a great one as a kid. And some of the Migos like the Iron Man and Green Goblin. And then I remember there was a store called Turnstile in Omaha. I'm from Omaha. And I must have been, I don't know, 6 or 7. And I remember my mom would go to Kmart or Turnstile, and it seemed like we'd be there for 3 or 4 days. So I would just be in the toy aisle looking at these toys. And I remember the AHI Monsters. That is the one that I had to have more than anything. They were so fabulous. And I never even saw the creature one as a kid. They just had Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and Wolfman. And I wanted one more than Oxygen. And so I remember for Christmas or my birthday that year, I wanted that so bad. And I got the Mego Wolfman. And that was the biggest disappointment of my life.
Devastating.
Devastated as a kid.
That awful, because it looked like a dog with the big ears. It was, and the AHI one just looked just like Lon Chaney Jr. To this day, any Wolfman that doesn't look like Lon Chaney Wolfman, I don't really think is even a Wolfman.
Yeah.
And my next question, do you still have any of your original toys as a kid?
No, zero.
Zero? Nothing?
No.
They all junior high hit, man, those all hit the garage sale for a nickel and they were gone. Not one.
Like most of ours, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have.
Now we're all buying it back.
Yeah. And you know what? They got pretty beat up. I think I took pretty good care of a couple, but most of them got beat up. I remember I had a neighbor, and he got one of the box GI Joe adventure teams, and we were little. He was a couple years older than me, but he would hold it in the coffin box and just open the lid. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. And he wouldn't let anybody touch his G.I. Joe. And he would take it out of the package and show it off and put it back in the package and put the lid. I bet you to this day that thing is pristine and he still has it. I just was like, oh my God. So
That's
I
funny.
remember I wanted one of those really bad too. And you couldn't touch his G.I. Joe. It was
Yeah. That's funny. So how did you and Stacy hook up? How'd you find Stacy?
Somebody told me,
because we've been trying to get rid of Stacy for a long time. We can't get rid of him.
Well, I wanted to try flocking some heads on a couple.
Yeah.
Yep.
So somebody hooked me up with them, and
Yep.
we did those Blackulas that came out so good, and then we did Bumble from. Oh, there he is, right there. There's Blackula.
Nice.
Let me see that. Blackula. Yep.
So he flocked the hair and the sideburns and the mustache.
That is pretty cool, man.
And Richard just killed those paint jobs.
The paint job, something else.
Yeah, like Richard's paint. Richard's kind of picky. If you're on there, Richard, he's like, I don't want to paint those. I'll paint those. I won't, he kind of likes to do what he thinks he'll do a really good job at. So like Blackula, he just killed. He does. My Jack Davis Frankensteins. That's been a really popular one. He paints a lot of those, and he does a really fabulous. I just have found some really talented people, because if it was just me, my stuff would suck. It would be.
Well, it sounds like you got a talented group of folks that all get together and put these things together for you,
This
man.
would be my finished product. Here's my little Lego man, Art the Clown, I'm working on for fun.
Is that a 3D print?
Yeah, he just is fresh off the printer today.
Wow.
I probably the first year I did it the old rubber mold and cast, and I still have all those rubber molds. And then my friend Martin had just gotten into 3D printing, so he helped me get started in 3D printing, and so now that's how I do. I haven't cast with the rubber molds in eons now.
Yeah,
it's it's the 3D printing I think is better in a lot of ways.
How many printers do you have?
I have 3 going right now. They're kind of nice because they've gotten so cheap and they're just expendable. You get 6 months to 12 months out of one, and you can just pitch it and buy a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've probably sent.
What are you printing the heads of? PLA or?
No, I use all resin printing.
All resin. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a PLA printer. I thought about getting one, but I never have gotten.
You're not going
one.
to like the line, so.
Yeah, I mean, some things it'd be okay for.
Right.
Like Martin at Distinctive Dummies has a PLA printer, so he's going to try to print me some of these guys, and he can do them so they're 100% finished. Their color, it'll be half black and half white. They'll have yellow teeth, black eyes, a black hat, all with this PLA printer.
Yeah.
So we're going to try some of those. And, well, like somebody asked about 12-inch. So nobody ever does Glenn Strange Frankenstein. So,
yeah, he's kind of, most people are like Boris Karloff, but Glenn Strange really played him a lot too.
Oh, yeah. He was so fabulous. This is the Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein version.
Right.
So I did, that's for a 14-inch body.
Yeah.
You got another question from Andy in Indy. He wants to know, what resin do you use?
Oh, whatever's the cheapest. So like
whatever Amazon's got on sale.
Yeah, pretty much. So like Sunlu, I've had a bad batch of Sunlu, so I don't.
Oh yeah, I have had two.
Anymore.
Yep.
And you know what? I've never had any issues with Anycubic resin. I use Anycubic printers. I've only used Anycubic printers.
We got a hat change time.
Okay.
Did you 3D print that helmet?
No, I think
Just
that's
this morning.
Just this morning.
That's a 3D print, isn't it? Or no? Is that a?
No, that's got to be a.
No, this was a Toys R Us special.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Toys R Us days, huh? Well, while we are just talking about Andy and Indy, he sent me a video. We were talking last week or the week before about him making those heads with the movable eyes.
Nice, right.
Yeah. So if you guys just want to watch this is about a minute or so long, but he is finishing up his resin eyes, and he put the mechanism in them. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the video, but we can talk through it.
Eagle Eye head update. As you can see, I've got it set up in the right colors. I painted the face to make it look a little better. The skin tone is great. The eyes are printed in white. The head is printed in the slightly squishy resin that I dyed orange to make it match the body colors. As you move the lever, the eyes move. Now, if I could hold the phone and move the lever at the same time, that would be great.
Oh, there
you go.
That's moving. Yeah.
There is one downside. While this snaps on really nicely, holds on tightly. Once it's snapped on, the eyes don't like to move because the cylinder is a little too tight. So I'm going to have to reprint cylinders in the correct size and redo it.
Why don't you just
It
open
takes
the
a
neck
long
post?
time to go through and get myself to print all the pieces for it. So that's the update.
Pretty cool.
Why don't you just alter the neck post then? Just to.
I don't know. He's in the chat room. Ask him. Have you ever made moving parts, Brent, with any of your dolls? Other than the limbs, I mean.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
I've done some. I don't like to do statues. I like something to move so I can call it an action figure,
Sure.
even if it's maybe just. I've done some. I'll have to grab one that were all 3D printed, and I've used like the magnets to attach the arms and the heads.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so you just put have a little recess in there, and then you buy these little magnets like this.
Yep, those little tiny ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I did some Sinbad monsters, and those were all 3D printed. I did Galagantus. That was all 3D printed. It can be a little challenging because with the resin on resin, it likes to kind of grind away a little bit.
Yeah.
So I try to keep the moving parts like with a body I can buy, like a Type S. This is a glow in the dark body, so I usually try to use stuff like that.
You tend to use the same vendors for your bodies. I mean, you go
Yeah,
back to
there's really only a couple choices. So yeah,
for that scale. Yeah.
Mego. I buy tons of Megos for parts, and Figures Toy Company in Tampa, Florida. I buy a lot from him. And then White Elephant Toys. He makes a really nice female body.
Yep.
I've used a lot of those. And that's about the only choices there are, really. I know there's other sizes and stuff I could use. I guess I just this is what I'm most familiar with.
I'll tell you, if you start making some monsters in 12-inch, you got a lot of guys that watch my channel they like making video stories of 12-inch.
Nice. Some of my favorites I've done 12 or 14-inch, but those 14-inch Megos have dried up. So
yeah,
well, you could take the 14-inch head though and shrink it down.
Yeah, I can do it 12 inches. Yeah. I did just for fun. I made some Baron Meinster from Brides of Dracula. He was always really popular. And I did one 14-inch, and then a few other people wanted one. Mm-hmm. So I was making a 12-inch version. So I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, I see somebody likes Anthony. Yeah, Anthony's a great guy.
Yep.
They're in Tampa, Florida. They made a ton of action figures, and he sells a ton of parts. And
he does like all Mego replacement stuff, right?
Yeah,
and boots and clothing.
Yeah, I've been buying stuff from him for years and years.
Well, we kicked off the show by showing some scary stuff for Halloween's. Scary.
Well, here I got the one Dan wanted me to show.
So yeah, if you want to show one off, we'll go around the room again. Then Stacy and Rick, and then me. So
okay,
Brent, why don't you show one, man? Something for Halloween.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Ghost Mr. Chicken, yeah.
With his big old-fashioned camera.
That's funny.
Oh, let me show this one too. This was a really fun one I just finished. I thought he was the best part of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Bob, the shrunken head guy.
Yeah, he was great in the movie.
Now you're still holding on to mine, right?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Okay.
Stacy,
I love Bob. I love Bob.
I love Bob. Yeah, Bob is great.
I love Bob.
I want to try to make the girl too, Beetlejuice's ex-wife. Oh, yeah. So I'm working on her.
Yeah, she was pretty mean.
Yeah.
Pretty.
All
right.
All came
1978 Halloween Michael Myers.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
12-inch.
Who made it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a toy company called Trick or Treat Studios.
Oh yeah, I have their 12-inch Art the Clown. It's nice.
Well, what else did they make? And then this is the 78 Halloween, and then this is the 2018 version.
There you go. Same company?
Same company. Yeah, he's really bendable. I mean, you can pose him, and the hands come off. They have you can swap it out. This is his other hand where Jamie Lee Curtis shot off his 2 fingers,
Oh, you,
holding his like that.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
is that Trick or Treat too?
go. Yeah, this is the same toys, and then here's the one for holding the knife.
Yeah. Huh.
That's for the other guy. So, but they came with some some nice little stuff. They stand really well. I got a really good deal off them from Amazon, but and this is the box like I said came with. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. I have.
Are they
Yeah.
true 6-inch, 1/6 scale? I mean,
yeah, they're really 1/6 scale. See,
Yeah.
says on the box.
look good next to G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah,
Make a
yeah.
good photo story.
I keep them here. So
Yeah.
the only thing is, I just don't know. I'm sure they had to have somebody make their stuff. I undressed the figure. I couldn't find any markings on it anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it says. Trick or Treat Studios.
Yep.
So, but that's the only 2 I got left to show.
Rick, you got another anything else for Halloween here?
Well, I got a fantasy figure that I kit bashed.
Oh, he's great.
Dude, that's cool.
And what this is this is the Barbie Lord of the Rings, Aragorn. It was a 2-pack where they did Arwen and Aragorn. And this head, there was a guy on eBay doing these heads, and he took lizards and dinosaurs and chopped them up and then put them on G.I. Joe heads. And he built like
Wow.
kind of these fantasy figures.
Yeah.
And I bought several from him, and I took this one and kind of redid it.
Was it just a pop-on head? Did it work?
Yeah. You can. I glued it because with all this stuff on it, it's not pliable. You can't heat it up and stuff. So I ended up gluing it. But he's on a super articulated body. This is a real metal sword. It's
Yeah, we'll say that looks real metal. That looks like real chrome.
It's a letter opener. I
Yeah,
found it
okay.
at the flea market.
A letter opener.
But this outfit is fantastic. And I bought this. Actually, I found the outfit at the flea market as well.
You and those flea market finds, man. I tell
I
you
know.
what.
Yeah, well, it was.
I got to go to New England. I got to go to New England and get these flea markets, man.
Unfortunately, that flea market has closed. It's no longer open. And I got this guy, and this was another Barbie outfit.
Huh.
Dad?
And this is
I thought it was my dad.
King. This is Barbie King of the Crystal Cave, which came out in 2016. But this face, this is Rev Bem from Andromeda. I took all his hair off.
Huh.
What the
Came out neat.
That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Very
different
cool.
looking, you know. And of course, he's on a really nice body. That's one of the other ones I did.
Very nice.
They're like wicked expensive now on eBay.
Oh, I'm sure.
Barbie
bet.
figures, crazy, yeah. So
Dang.
Well, this is not a custom, obviously, but this is my only other scary collection figure I have. This is Venger from, if you remember the cartoon series Dungeons and Dragons.
Hmm.
So
Is he missing a horn?
this is it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he just has one horn.
Yep. He was from the cartoon series, and this is 1/12 scale. So Rick, you should like that. I got to pick on Rick for our 1/12 guy, man.
send them to me. I'll put them in I'll put them in the diorama.
Brent, we're almost out of time, but I got one more question for you, and I'm actually going to put it out to everybody. What are your top 3 Halloween candies or candy bars of all time? Top 3. Brent, you're
Snickers.
up first.
Me?
Who?
Brent, you're up first.
Oh,
Top
Snickers, Reese's, and Hershey's.
Nice. 2 of my 3. All right, Stacy.
Snickers, Reese's peanut butter cups, and Heath bars.
Heath bar. Little twist there, huh? Rick, you going to go with something different?
Whoppers were always my favorite.
Whoppers. Oh, my.
And any small like Hershey milk chocolates were good. Everything else I gave away.
Did you really? You didn't want them. You didn't want them Smarties, huh?
I don't remember all that sugar.
Smarties.
Smarties were good actually.
I love
I'm
Smarties.
going with Reese's and Snickers, just like you
Yeah.
guys. And I'm going to throw you a curveball with Twix. Twix
Twix,
is mine.
okay.
Twix is my number 3. So that's what I give out to the kids in the neighborhood here. So, hey, Brent, I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank everybody in the chat room tonight. This was awesome. Brent, you're always welcome back. If
Oh, thanks. It was fun.
you'd like
Lot
to
of
come
fun.
back, I'm going to bring you up big right now so you can give a little plug for any of your figures, anything you're working on right now, or where people can buy your stuff. If you want to just throw that out there one more time.
Okay. And I got one other thing I'll add too. So I'm on Facebook, Brent's Dolls. I'm on eBay, Brent's Toys. I'd have a website if I wasn't so unorganized and had 500 things going on at the same time. But the venture that I have with Dan Roebuck and Pete Bregman, they are much more organized than me. So we do have a website, monstergeneralstore.com. And that's where we sell licensed retro stuff you can't live without. So we have a whoopee cushion.
Oh, yeah. The old-fashioned whoopee cushion, man.
We have some Rob Zombie stuff.
Oh, wow.
And Phantasm.
Oh, fantastic.
These are the old-fashioned slide puzzles.
Yeah.
We have 6 different slide puzzles. So we have
Oh,
2
wow.
on
Ron
Cheney.
Chaney one, huh?
So these are all officially licensed. We have a House of 1,000 Corpses and a
Oh,
Teenage Rock God puzzle too. And then I remember I said Famous Monsters magazine. Do you remember the one thing you could buy when you were a kid?
what was it?
Yeah.
Actual soil from Count Dracula's castle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah.
So this is genuine soil from the movie set of House of 1,000 Corpses. And Dan went to the movie set with a bucket and a shovel. We have video, we have photographic proof. So it's actual, he went there and we moved these
Oh,
out.
man.
And
That's funny.
so that's Monster General Store. And again, that's me and Dan and Pete Bregman from New York City. And that's something else we do. A lot of fun.
Awesome, man.
Very nice.
We're also working on some little stuffed animals too. One of the Phantom of the Opera, because we can do Lon Chaney Senior stuff, and I did do some figures for Dracula versus Frankenstein, that 1971 movie, and a few other things.
Well, cool.
Excellent.
It's pretty.
Well, I know a
neat.
lot of people in the chat room were asking where to find your stuff, so hopefully you'll
I appreciate it.
make some connections either on Facebook or on eBay. And again, I want to thank you and everybody that you brought us in the chat room there. I guess you brought a little fan club with you tonight. So I'd like to thank everybody there, and we'll see everybody next Monday. Have a safe Halloween.
Yep.
Everybody take care.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Brent.